Hey,
Oh,
buddy.
what a harsh transition. I wish we had like a smooth transition. We'll get
Talk to
there.
Ashley about that. She's got we're on her Twitch stream, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah, we'll
the
get
cut
there.
scenes and everything are amazing.
Every time I see your link, it's too late.
Hear me
Wait,
out. What if just exclusive for people who are live tonight, we give them a little sneak peek
Of
into what our
what?
new theme song is?
Oh,
oh yeah, let's do it.
Wait until we get a couple
After
more
yeah, let's do
folks.
it after.
Hear me out. What if tonight
Hey Sierra.
we do a giveaway? You get 24 hours with Ryan, whoever wins the
whoa,
giveaway.
whoa,
Our
whoa,
viewers
whoa,
just
whoa.
dropped.
Dang.
Okay,
I'm
so
married.
a couple things we need to do. First of all, I think I have the Canadian's address because I have to ship that blanket out for the giveaway. But I gotta ship out
I
the
have her address.
yeah. Okay, well if I don't have it, then I'll get it from you. But
Yeah,
I
I have it.
need to do the T-shirt for the March Madness winner. I forgot all about that because
I already sent one.
for the March Madness winner.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah, he
that.
did.
Oh, can I Venmo you the money?
If you want to.
Yeah, because that was like my whole idea. Yeah, I would just send you the money then. Perfect. Okay, that's okay. So I don't have to do that. What was it? 16?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I was once 16.
No, 2 years ago.
All right. Also, I'm going to order probably a bunch of Disneyverse stickers,
There you go.
so that I don't have to pay $3 or $4 a piece plus shipping for giveaways. So I just I use a stamp to send it out. So we'll start that pretty soon.
Just send them a stamp. We should get Disneyverse stamps.
Hey, you know what's really funny? I sent something to Stella,
Hmm.
and I got pissed because my mailman doesn't do his job. Like sometimes he'll just put the mail that he's delivering on top of mail that I have in my mailbox to
Oh,
go
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Fucking the worst. Oh, sorry.
All right.
The
Demonetized
absolute, yeah,
immediately.
it was, the absolute worst. Sorry, guys. So
Language.
I forgot we're live.
You're not supposed to curse in the first couple seconds of a YouTube
Totally
video.
Yeah,
forgot.
who are you, Dane?
So
Oh
yeah,
man,
really.
instant.
So I bring it in the house and I said, this guy just won't do his job. Can you believe this? And I look down and there's no stamp on it. I gotta get the Frisker shirt. The Frisker House shirt is really good. I forget what it looks like. Let me pull it up.
It's really good. I forget what it looks like.
I remember it being really good. Let's take a look. Hello, Victor. Victor's a strong name. I knew a
Hello,
Victor.
hello.
He was Russian. And so
Oh.
be
Where was he
GTA 4.
going that he was always Russian there?
Ukraine.
I'm not a crane. You crane.
Cranes are okay.
Only if they're a blue crane, am I right?
My uncle was a crane.
Your uncle dropped something on Ryan's
No,
uncle's
this
head.
is grandfather.
Calculated it out today, actually. The last time someone in like that I've been descended from was 100% Japanese was 12,500 years ago. If we're assuming that every 25 years a new generation starts.
All right, here it is. All roads lead to the Frisker House with Boatman
I need to buy
Johannes
that.
riding on a bison. That is the most Disneyverse lore shirt in the history of our podcast.
I need to get all
It is
of
a really
those. I
good
need to
shirt.
get
All roads lead to the Frisker House is the most ridiculous saying ever.
That's still it. After I record now, I was like, that might have been one of my favorite
Oh, it
episodes.
was really good. It was really
it was a
good.
very funny one.
Oh, got the whole family here.
Victorous Xander.
Victor, you got to pick one cool
Very
name or
cool.
another. You can either be
You only get
Victor
one.
or Xander. Yeah, you can't pick two
One
cool
name or
names.
another.
Yeah, you can't pick
One
two
name.
cool names. Xander Cage sounds like a WWE wrestler, and I love it.
Oh.
Is Xander Cage a character from something, actually?
He's Luke Cage's
Yeah, is it his
brother.
great? Yeah. Let me see. Xander Cage reminds me. Oh yeah. Xander Cage is Vin Diesel and Triple X. You ever watch the Triple X?
Oh yeah, I've watched them
Dude,
many times.
so
What is
good.
that?
It sounds like an adult movie, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's basically like Mission Impossible with Vin Diesel
It's
and worse.
Well, I
much
like Mission
worse.
Impossible. Oh,
Oh man, Xander Cage. I
That's
haven't,
right,
I haven't
that
heard
was
that
his
name in a
name.
very long time.
Like it's beyond.
It's really good. It's like the love shot of Fast and Furious and Mission Impossible.
But doesn't he like snowboard away from an avalanche or an explosion or off a bridge or
It's
something
a
like
little, yes. It's like a
all
little bit
those
of everything.
things.
Yeah, all of the above. I used
now
to watch that when I was
tomorrow,
younger on demand.
Yeah, I used to watch all the time.
Ah, good movie.
something special is going to happen tomorrow. Dane and Trent and I are going to
Oh,
be recording a very special episode of Creators United where we re-listen to the
Trent
his Patreon
is coming
takeover.
on for the. It's amazing. It's been my
It
gamer
will
handle since
be
I
an
was 10. It's amazing.
experience.
Should I mail $1 should we do $1 giveaway? That would be really funny if we did $1 giveaway. Although, did you know mailing cash is a federal offense?
Yeah.
Why is that?
why?
Because commerce.
Okay, good answer.
Isn't that so
It's if it
weird?
goes over state lines. It's a Department of Commerce thing.
It's
'Cause
insane.
technically, then you have to pay taxes.
You got to pay taxes on your money.
Hmm
I guess you do that anyway, don't you?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna be like, that's the most
Pretty
general
sure they do that to
statement
me
I've
every time I
ever
get a
heard.
paycheck.
hmm
All right. Before we get started, I think that's it. I think we get started.
Before we get started, we're gonna
Oh,
start.
do I need to pull up show notes? Or are we good?
I need
oh,
show
I don't
notes?
touch. I don't touch the
He
show
does
notes.
all the he does it live.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do?
I don't even do facts of urgency anymore. I just wing it.
Do you want me to really quick? I think I can make it in like 2 seconds. Would you like me to make a tier maker for the Pixar things? And we'll make a tier list for the Pixars. Think
It's
that'd be fun?
insane that you suggested that. I was telling Dane last night, oh, that'd be a fun thing for us to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. If you could actually just give me the names.
And your
Great.
social security number?
The Adventures of Andre and Wally B.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep. I've
Wally
seen that
B.
one.
That's the best. The Adventures of Andre and
All
Wally
right,
C.
all right. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna just save
See a
this
sea
in.
lion?
The Adventures of Andre and Wally D.
See
That
Wally
one was
D is nuts.
That one was gruesome.
Can't say that.
The Adventures of Andre and Wally E.
All right. So
The
there's
Adventures of
Wally B.
Andre
What
and
else?
Wally F.
What's
The
next?
Wally C.
What's after
Red,
Wally B? Tinker Toy.
Luxo Jr.
Okay, Luxo Junior.
Red's
Give me
Dream.
a sec. Red's Dream.
Pin Toy.
Yeah, hold on.
After Andre and Wally B, they really said, man, we just got to make these titles 2 words, otherwise they're too long.
Hit Red's Dream. Tinker Toy, right? Is
No,
next?
Tin Toy.
Tinker Toy.
Tinker Bell. Tin Bell. Bell and the Beast. Beast. The
after Tin
Beast.
Toy is Knick-Knack?
X-Men. Triple X. X-Men. X-Men United. United States of America. American
Wait, is there
Beauty.
5? Is there 5?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
also Knick-Knack.
Choose files. Desktop. I'll be ready in like 60 seconds. Where'd they all go? All right, I'm ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, perfect. So I'll drag that over to the main screen. Cool. Sounds good.
Great.
You want to play the theme song first for the folks who are live? or do we want to start jump into recording and then see if more folks show up later?
Theme song's good.
You want to play it so that I don't start cutting in and out?
How would I?
It's on the drive.
Oh, you
You know
explain while
Ryan
I'm
can
pulling it
play.
up.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mags. This is Into the Disneyverse. We dive here into the world of Disney, past, present, and future. And so this is going to be our new theme song, and we hope you like it. Thanks.
The one like Scott's been using.
What? What's Scott been using?
Oh my
He's
God.
been doing a lot of
Outside of all of that,
AI
it's time for us to
songs
get
here
into our-
lately.
Oh, has he?
Yes.
Well, he
Like,
kind of backed off
ironically
me
or
lately.
unironically?
Can you do
I don't
put
know.
my share request in? How
Oh,
do I
wait.
just share audio?
Go to the third tab and then click the
Gotcha.
check button. Outside of all of that, it's time for us to get into our topic for today. So
Let's do it.
today's topic was chosen by Jake and Ashley. It's a restaurant Animal Kingdom known as Frisker House.
Okay, where is it? Is this it?
Brisker.
Yeah, this is them. I don't see it. Recent.
Oh, I meant to send.
Oh,
that to
intro
Jake.
music. Here it
Let me
goes,
push.
guys.
Spaceship Earth.
I mean, just play the beginning of the new episode that's on there.
Why is that? Wait, why is that intro music and then it was nothing?
It's a Spaceship Earth.
New theme test? That was called intro music MP3.
That's
the
not it. It's
original
a
one.
new theme
Boatman
test.
Jim
Here we go, here we go.
Walrus. Boatman Jim Walrus. I hate you people so much. And 121. Somebody's playing a wooden flute in front of a computer. Into the Disneyverse.
Into the Disneyverse.
Into the Disneyverse.
Into the Disneyverse.
Well, we
Well,
hyped it up a lot, and then it took way too
I
much effort to
know.
find. So the hype was not worth it
I
at that
know,
point.
but oh well. You guys get the point. How do I stop sharing?
I can stop it
Okay.
on my end. What?
I couldn't find it. It says intro music and it just said Chip Earth and then started. It was like 5 seconds of just nothing.
Hey,
What,
that's
what
not my
even is
file.
that file for? It's a useless file. Oh, Sierra says, "Oh my gosh, that was so good." Oh, cool. So I
Oh,
guess
thank
Good.
you,
I
Sierra.
didn't know anybody could hear it.
could be a pity one. Could be a pity. But it was probably muted, and they're just
This
saying
is
it's
this is true.
sounds good.
This is true.
All right.
All right, you guys ready to start
Yeah.
this
Don't
thing?
forget to initiate the tier list for one week, and then I'll
Yeah.
yeah.
If we have time, it's a very long mystery.
I think it should be in the intro. Before we get started, I think it should be the intro, and we'll just take a minute just to do it. It's only 5, so it'll be easy.
Howdy, hey, and welcome in. Well, what episode number are we on?
69.
No, we are not.
52 or 51? 52. Right?
53?
53. Last week was the 1 year.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Let me just double check. Look at that. I don't trust.
Oh,
Yeah.
he died, Shannon. You didn't hear? He's gone. He's passed. He's passed.
Lex.
No, he's on vacation.
Well, he died on vacation.
Yeah, unfortunately. It was a happy way out.
Howdy, hey, welcome into episode 53 of Into the Disneyverse, the show where
Oh.
we, your hosts, dive into the world of Disney, past, present, and future. I'm your host variant for this episode. My name is Mags, better known as the Chunnel, and I am, of course, joined by my fellow variants as we're on the way to the Frisker house. We've got Chris. Welcome in, Chris.
Hey, just got out. Feeling pretty good.
We've also got Ryan.
Hey.
Welcome in, Ryan.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. You know, Ryan,
Yeah,
in the new intro, you talk about how much you hate all of us.
that's true.
Could you
On many levels.
unpack all of that as you discuss what you did in the world of Disney?
Well, you see, we're supposed to keep this to an hour, right? We don't have time for that. So this week in Disney, not a whole lot this week. Boy, really nothing at all. Just listen to a couple podcasts and watch a couple live streams like my normal thing. That's really about it.
Nice. How about you, Christopher?
did my weekly Sunday Whatnot stream. You can check me out at Yabba the Hut on Whatnot on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Also, this week on Whatnot, I joined a very expensive Star Wars break. I don't. And you pay per spot. It was my birthday last week, so I came home and I was a little, let's just say, a little not. I was drinking adult beverages. I came home and I must have bought something, and I bought a random spot in a box of Star Wars cards, and I got Mace Windu. I did not know this. The next day, I watched the opening of the box, and don't you know that out of the box came a Mace Windu, who's Samuel L. Jackson, if you didn't know, autographed card, which is sitting right in front of me, and that just came in. Oh gosh.
Whoa, that's Mace Windu.
Oh, there
little
it goes.
Mace Windu autographed card. The last one sold for $1,600, and
Here's my question.
I paid $15 for it.
So here's my question. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, very exciting.
Alex pronounces Padme's name Padme. Also, by the way, Alex isn't here for this episode either. So how would Alex pronounce Mace Windu's name if he pronounced Padme as Padme?
Mache?
Mache Windu? You're muted, Ryan.
Oh wow. Okay, I got it fixed. So it's Mace Windu, huh? Mesa Way Winadu.
I like that one better.
Nice. That's a very, very cool card, Chris. I think Samuel L. Jackson is a great actor. He's probably among my favorite actors who has the first name Samuel.
Yeah, there's Sam Rockwell, but I think Samuel L. Jackson blows him out of the water. But anyway, that's about what I did this week in Disney. I had a very good week in Disney, if you ask me.
Very nice, very nice.
What about you, Maguel? Yeah, that's Mag's full name is Maguel.
Actually,
You know, it
it's
was your birthday
Chunnel.
last week, so there's that too.
Oh yeah, it was on Friday. I turned the big 3-0.
Yeah,
Nobody
I
told
texted
me
him.
nothing.
I texted
Mags
him.
did text me a very heartfelt message.
Yeah.
I thought it was Alex's birthday.
Throwback to
It was actually also Alex's birthday.
Oh.
throwback to when it was my birthday on the show and no one knew. Still, I'm not bitter
So
though.
don't feel,
I'm not
don't
bitter.
feel bad. Don't feel bad about it because I forgot about Christmas too.
I don't advertise it. I think it's weird to advertise it. For me anyway. For me, it's weird.
I'm the same way. Like I don't want people to know it's my birthday.
Yeah, I had so much going on.
Oh,
my,
I agree.
My birthday doesn't matter anymore to me. My daughter turned 1 this like what 2 weeks before I turned. It was my birthday, so it's all about her now. So I'm perfectly fine. And we celebrated my birthday going to Disney, so it felt like my birthday happened already anyway. But it was a good day. It was a fun night out with some of my closest friends, my sister, my wife. It was fun. But some decisions that happened that night involving tequila helped me land a Mace Windu autograph card, which is really cool. So thank you. Shout out tequila. That's Ashley would be proud of me.
Am I allowed to share what I did now?
Ashley enjoys tequila.
Oh.
Maggie?
Mags, what'd you do this week?
Chunnel. It's Chunnel.
Oh, sorry, Chun.
Thank you. So I watched a little bit of TV. I watched the last episode of The Acolyte. And
How was
wow.
that?
I mean, I thought the show was mid. And then it went.
Really? That bad, huh?
Yeah, thanks for the visuals on a podcast.
Yeah. He
Well,
took
I
his
also
little
made the
finger.
noises.
He took,
Yeah, a little sound effect.
He took his
but yeah,
finger
well,
and
yeah.
dropped it very dramatically like a nuclear bomb.
It was not good at all. I think the messaging is so out of whack for that show. Like, it's odd. It doesn't really make sense. The visuals are cool, but having seen how it all wrapped up, the story is not there, and you can clearly tell that they were trying to set up a second season, which seems a little bit pretentious, if you ask me. It was not great at all, and I was a little bit
watching
disappointed.
it. Yeah, I only watched the first
Don't.
couple episodes.
I didn't even start watching it.
Marok,
Don't.
Marok, I think his name is. He is a cool looking guy.
Who?
Marok, the guy with the Darth Darth Vader looking. Darth Maul looking lightsaber. He's got
Oh,
the-
you're talking about the villain?
I don't know. I didn't watch that far. I don't know. He's a red lightsaber, so I assume so. Wait.
Okay, yeah.
Was he in
He's
Obi-Wan?
cool.
No, I think he was in this one. He's got like an Inquisitor type lightsaber, I thought.
Um, regardless, very disappointing.
Yeah, no, it's Marrock's in Obi-Wan, I believe. Never mind.
Let's stick on the disappointing train here.
Oh,
Talk
wow.
about
Ryan's
Okay.
here.
Hey, please.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the season finale of Doctor Who. Just dropped on Disney Plus.
I watched the season
And-
finale of Doctor Who
You did?
on
No, you
on
didn't.
on X. Yeah, I watched the transformation from one Doctor to the next.
Well, before we get into that, I want to say spoilers for the new episode of Doctor Who. Yes, the Doctor regenerated. Oh boy,
Is
what
that what
can I
happens?
say about that
Is that
finale?
a thing that happens?
Generate? Is that how that show works?
Yeah, so
They transition from one to the next.
1966, 67. The guy playing the Doctor, the main character, William Hartnell, was pretty old, getting too sick for the role, as well as having some issues and butting heads with the producers. And so they decided it's time for him to leave the show. But how can you continue on such a popular show? You get someone new to play the main character, the Doctor.
That's such a clever idea.
And instead of trying to find someone who
Clever.
looked similar and having them play the same character, they instead had the Doctor change their face, change who they were, and even change their personality. Patrick Troughton steps in to play the Doctor, and ever since then, whenever the main actor is ready to leave or is told that it's time for them to leave, then we end up getting a new incarnation of the Doctor, which is how the
think
show's
that's how-
continued on for over 60 years.
I think that's how we're going to do it when one of us decides to finally leave this show.
We regenerate.
Just regenerate into somebody else.
Welcome back, Joe.
I knew you were going to do that.
I was
knew
going to
it.
say that, and I decided to keep my...
I was trying to stay away from doing that. My joke originally was about that.
We'll cut it. We'll cut it in post. But I needed the laugh.
Well, it's not a great episode of Doctor Who. I was very disappointed. The first half showed a lot of promise, and then that big villain from 1983 that they brought back was just a big CGI monster and defeated in 3 minutes and completely wasted. Very disappointing. Haven't seen the villain on screen since 1983. What a disappointment.
That's a shame.
So, yeah, that was really too bad. And then all of a sudden, the Doctor just regenerates randomly.
Oh, it
The
was
story
random?
itself, yeah, it's usually we get a heads up, and it was tacked on to the end of the season, and it was actually filmed like 9 months after the rest of the episodes. So clearly, it wasn't expected. One of the issues is that Disney Plus is still trying to decide if they want to have a deal with Doctor Who, and so they've ended up delaying the filming of the next season. And Judy Gatwa, who played the main character, the Doctor, is like, I can't keep waiting around. That's with the rumors where he's like, I've got potential other jobs that I want to take. Fair. Can't say I blame him. And so even though he was a great character, he left way too soon. And I think that was one of the most disappointing parts. He didn't get the closure I would have liked. A lot of his storylines didn't get the closure that I liked. And as a result, I was pretty disappointed. Very unhappy to see Judy Gatwa go. The new Doctor, the person who regenerated into whatever the new Doctor, looks like it's Billie Piper, who played one of the Doctor's companions back in 2005.
Oh,
Doesn't
that
seem
long
like she's
ago,
actually-
really.
It doesn't seem like she's actually playing the Doctor, though. Every time there's a new Doctor, it says at the end, introducing so-and-so, like introducing Judy Gatwa as the Doctor. Instead of in the end credits, it just said introducing Billie Piper. So it seems like maybe she's not playing the Doctor.
Interesting.
I don't really know. And we don't get a Christmas special this year. Doctor Who's not returning for at least a year. Pretty disappointed about that. So a little bit disappointed in my sci-fi Disney connections this week. But don't really want to end this on a low note.
Yeah,
So
really.
instead, let's talk about something really, really awesome. Chris, what is the most awesome thing that you can think of?
I would think something along the lines of getting something done for me for free.
Yeah, what if you wanted to travel to the Frisker house, Ryan? How could you get to the Frisker house for free?
How could you get there? I mean, you can't get there for free, but somebody can plan it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I would
how does
call
that work?
Ashley.
Who's Ashley?
She's a travel agent.
What's the name
She's
of her
a
business?
travel agent. That's very
Like
well
I'm pulling
said.
teeth here.
She is a venture. I have my mouth so it's kind of hard to talk.
Why would you do that during a podcast?
You guys were rambling on about freaking Doctor Who.
How I feel when you start talking about being old in the parks.
Hey,
Sure.
I am old in the parks. Anyways, Adventure Awaits by Ashley. That's where you would go.
Mhm.
.com, Instagram, TikTok, all those things.
Ashley's social media presence is going very strong. Over on Twitch, you got Tavern Tuesdays.
Yes, which is a lot of fun. That's something I did this week
Really?
in Disney that I did not bring up. I watched that.
Man.
I watched that live stream. We watched the I forgot the name of the show where they used to come in on the train at the opening of the park.
Mm-hmm.
Way back when they used to do the opening show. I miss that show.
And you get a
And
free
what?
gift.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah. So go ahead. Book your next adventure with Adventure Awaits by Ashley. Let her know that Into the Disneyverse sent you. You will not regret it. And if you do regret it, we, Into the Disneyverse, will personally pay back all of the money that you paid for your trip we planned.
What? Oh yes, we will.
Wow.
Chris will Venmo you that money.
Yeah.
Do I have a delay tonight?
I was a little worried about what you were saying.
I'm just distracted that Chris's name is actually the code to get in the room.
Oh, you know what?
This is painful.
I
Free Discord. Free Discord. Join our free
I thought
Discord.
that was-
IntoTheDisneyverse.com.
I thought that was the. I thought I was typing in the password.
I keep looking at it and it's getting me.
All right, Chris, out of 10 balls, what would you give Pixar?
Wait, I was wondering why it asked me twice for the password. I was like, I thought I just entered the password.
Oh man.
Oh, and it's 10 balls. I would give it a. We're talking Pixar balls or just general balls in general, like a ball you get in that.
Yeah, we're
like
talking Pixar balls.
all right, Pixar
Out of 10?
balls. Out of 10.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it would have been pretty close to 10, but then they came out with Turning Red, and it's come down a little bit. I'd say 7,
Fair.
and ooh,
7?
7.5. Yeah, they've had
Turning
some.
Red knocked it down a ball and a half.
No, because they've had some pretty bad misses.
No,
They have.
I'm gonna give them 9 because
Okay.
it bounced back up when they did Elemental.
I haven't seen that yet, but I heard
Elemental
Yeah,
was
it's
it's extremely mid in
it
my
was a very
opinion.
average
way,
movie.
dude.
That was a pretty
It is
average.
No way.
From what I've heard, it was a very average movie.
No.
How many
Watch
awards?
yourself.
It was.
Do
How many
your own
awards
research,
did it-
Chris.
How many awards did it get or nominated?
All of
for?
them.
How many did it get nominated for? I don't
I
even
don't know. I
care
didn't
about
pay
the
attention.
wins.
You go off of who won awards?
I mean, history does, yeah.
I'll go by history.
Personally found it to be a bit bland.
I think 7.5 is pretty good.
Yeah, earlier today, someone at work compared me to the old guy from Up. So,
I can
I'm
believe
still
that.
reeling. I'm still reeling from that. And that might. I hope that doesn't affect my ranking here. I'm gonna go. Chris's rating was really good. I'm gonna go 8.1 though. Pixar was such a part of my childhood, and so
Well,
there's a lot
the
of nostalgia
storytelling
associated
alone.
with it. Mhm.
Yeah, I think 7.5
So-
was a little low, but I'm gonna stand by it.
Yeah.
No
My
takebacks.
only issue is that they've got a lot of more, especially more recent, weaker films. The Good Dinosaur, especially Elemental, Luca, Onward, Turning Red,
Onward, I thought
all
was pretty
very
bad.
weak films.
Yeah,
Oh, I love I watched Onward this week. I love that movie.
yeah, it was pretty bad.
No, it was great.
The
I'm not a
trailers
huge
were
fan.
really good for it, though. But why are we talking about the new stuff, Max?
Yeah, why are we talking about new stuff?
So, say for example, you go to Disney World with your trip being planned by Adventure Awaits by Ashley, right? And you walk into, I don't know, say Epcot, and you go on Cosmic Rewind. Now, you can go in and you can just enjoy Cosmic Rewind as is, right? It's a great attraction. Some might say the best attraction in Walt Disney World, as Ryan and I would agree on.
say that 100%.
Oh, yeah. But if you didn't know all the history behind the universe of energy and Ellen's Energy Adventure, like we talked about in episode 22, shameless plug, you might not truly appreciate all the references, in Cosmic Rewind about how it got to where it was, about the Q building's history, all of those things. So when you know the history behind something, it makes the present that much more engaging. And that's what we're going to be talking about with Pixar today. Today, we want to go back to the roots, the origin of Pixar, and really dive deep into how it got started. So today, we're talking about Pixar before Toy Story.
Let's do it.
No one
Let's
has
do it.
anything
I'm
to say?
ready.
Well, you know what? Before we get started,
before Toy Story, Pixar actually released 5 short films. We're going to be diving into each of those today. But before we do that, Chris, with his impeccable timing, decided that before we actually talk about the films, we should go ahead and do a tier list for the films. So, Chris, take it away.
let's do it, guys. So let's start off. We got tiers S through D. So we got S is in the best, A, B, C, and D. Do we have a general consensus of an S tier? Because I have an S tier short here.
Out of the first 5,
Yes, I have an S tier short.
Luxo?
No, that one sucks.
Okay. Then Tinker Toy.
No, that one sucks too.
You mean Tin Toy?
Tin Toy.
Stop.
He messed me up earlier.
You guys,
Let's go
all
and go
right.
through them. Let's go there.
whenever you start a segment, you just got to say what the segment's about. Chris, what are the 5 short films we're talking about?
Tinker Toy.
Nope.
Knickerbocker, Clown Man, Lamps, and Bumblebee.
Clown Man's what I'm about to call you, okay?
I'm getting scared, man. Turn it off.
We have Tin Man,
Tin Toy.
Tin Toy.
What is this, The Wizard of Oz?
We have Knick-Knack.
Knick-Knack.
We have Red starring
Dream.
Red's Dream. We have Luxo Jr. I see the title there, and we have Wally.
No, not
The
Wally B.
Adventures of Andre and Wally B.
Okay, so
And I'm going to say Andre and Wally B is S tier.
I think that's D tier. I think that's probably the
And I'm going to
worst
say
thing
that
I've ever
because
seen in my life.
Chris messaged us saying, I wasted a minute of my life on this.
I
I
w-
appreciate that, if only for that.
I wish I was choking on something for a minute. Like I wish I ate a pretzel and I was choking for a minute. Like I would have rather done that than watch that movie. That was horrible.
That's why I want to give it an S tier, because it wasted
'Cause he
Chris's
hated it.
time.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Like, can we general consensus? That's a bad short, right? More of just an
Well, it was
experimental. Let's see what we
also
can
from
do
like
type thing.
1983.
Well, see, this is why the rating and the ranking before the history is a little bit wonky, because we don't have the context behind them.
So let's okay. Maybe we rank them before and after. Is it safe to put Wally B in C for like, hey, this is cool because that, but this sucks?
What has happened?
Well, we just watched these things. We're gonna rank them. I think a C tier is very generous for this.
Sure, C tier. Well, no, B tier. Wally B. B tier for Wally B.
At least give me an argument why you would put him in B.
Because there's a B in it.
Okay, that's fair.
Also, it's really funny, and the character design low-key slaps.
Okay, Luxo Jr.
And the music, there's a wood flute in the background.
Luxo Jr. C.
Yeah, that flute,
I'm the Luxo Jr. I'm teetering on C
A.
or D.
A. What?
It sucks.
No, it's A tier, dude.
It's horrible.
What? No, the storytelling is great.
What's the story? There's 2 lamps.
You mean what's the story? Chris, have you ever seen a silent movie? Ever seen Charlie Chaplin?
I love Charlie Chaplin. Gold Rush is a great movie.
Yeah, Gold Rush is a great
These are
movie.
two
It's the same
lamps.
thing. It's a silent movie.
What would you say, Ryan? Be the voice of reason.
I'm actually angry with Mags.
Wow. So we're putting him in A tier.
Yeah.
All right. Red's Dream.
B.
C.
For Creepy Clown.
I'd say C as well.
C for Creepy Clown.
Tin Toy.
I
Oh,
like
Creepy
Tin
Baby.
Toy.
I-
Oh yeah.
I thought Tin
it freaks
Toy
me
would
out.
be mid tier and B. Just
B for
because
Baby.
I would put it below. I would put Tin Toy below Andre and Wally B.
All right, we'll put Tin Toy at C
Sorry.
for now, and then I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Knick Knack is an S tier short.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
I agree loosely with this list. So we got Snowman S tier, Lamp A, Bumblebee B, Clown C, and Tintin C. That's not bad.
Tin Toy.
Tin
What is
Tin.
this?
I know that's the only thing
the-
that you corrected me on
Tintin?
was when I said Tintin. Yeah, I think
You're
that's pretty
killing me,
good.
bro.
But no, Knick Knack came out with, what was it? Was it Finding Nemo?
Knick Knack was released in theaters before Finding Nemo, but it
Well, yes,
was
but they put it
originally released
before.
separately. But you're going to learn all this when we talk about the
Well,
history.
I just wanted to say, I remember watching that. I was like, wow, This is very clever. I was 6 years old. I was like, wow, this is very clever.
You're very clever. A 6-year-old thinking that.
I don't know. I was 6. When did the movie come out? Was it 2001 or 2004?
2003.
Three.
So I
Three.
was 9.
2004 was The Incredibles. 2001 was Monsters Inc.
Finding Nemo came out on my birthday, May 30th in 2000 whatever. But yeah, I think that Snowman was a really good short film. One of my favorites. Do you guys have a favorite Pixar short?
Yes.
Just like off the top of your head?
Lava.
Okay, Mags? Yeah, it's a pretty bad one.
I love.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that
not,
was
a,
pretty
it's not,
bad.
listen to
it's
the
not
song
a, it's not
all
a
the
bad
time.
short, but it's a bad pick. It's just random.
You put me on a spot.
I know.
I have a favorite
Piper's
and
really
a
good.
least favorite.
Okay.
Of course, you would have a least favorite.
So
Bow is my least favorite.
is my
Bow
favorite
That
is
was
probably
pretty good.
my favorite is probably Jerry's Game,
Okay, it's a good one.
and my least favorite is definitely Bow.
Yeah, Bow is terrifying, dude.
It's
But
so
it's
bad.
scary.
Yeah.
It's weird as heck.
Yeah. Does she eat her mom?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that was a dude.
Dad.
I don't
So
know.
confused.
The main.
don't know.
I
It's
haven't
a
watched
very
it in a
confusing
while.
one.
Exactly. Anyway, my favorite is Boundin'.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
I also like the Alien one.
For the Birds is good too.
For the Birds is mid.
I like watching it in the Pixar theater though because it bounces up and down a lot.
I liked Piper.
Oh, I like La Luna.
I like all of them.
They're all
Oh, I
good.
like Night and Day.
Paper.
She eats her son. Oh, really?
That's terrifying.
Was
Like,
it Paper Man?
all right,
Wasn't there a Paper
hot
Man?
take. No, hot take. I don't like cannibalism, so that's why I don't like Bow.
Yeah, it rubs me the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching that
Like
in
the Brisker
theaters.
House.
I remember I watched. That's actually the right way. No, I I remember watching that in theaters, and I don't even remember what movie it was in front of because I walked out.
Yep.
Because my
Oh,
mom,
wow.
my mom was eyeing me
Don't
up,
blame
saying, "I think I should eat my son." I was like, "I gotta get out of here! I gotta
She's
get out of
looking
here!"
at you. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
She didn't eat breakfast
All right.
that day, and we went for lunchtime. It was terrifying. Anyway,
It is currently 9:50 p.m. Let's
she
get
also
into
loves
our
a good
history.
bao bun, and I was a pudgy child. Never mind. Keep going.
He's still a pudgy child.
All right, guys. I need you to lock in. We're going back in time. We're going all the way back to 1974.
Ooh,
The
way
Godfather Part 2 was about to release. The Watergate scandal was starting to break. And over in New York, the founder of the New York Institute of Technology, Alexander Schur, that man had an idea.
back. NIT.
Now, an idea. Now, he owned a hand-drawn animation studio, but he said that wasn't enough. So he decided to create the Computer Graphics Lab, or CGL. He wanted to learn how to create animation through computers. So he decided to recruit some computer scientists, and his goal was to create the first ever feature-length computer animated film. The team was composed initially of 4 members: Edwin Catmull, Malcolm Blanchard, Alvy Ray Smith, and David D. Francesco. The lab was located in a converted 2-story garage, and Schur ended up investing $15 million into the CGL. It gave them all the resources they needed, but it ended up creating significant financial issues for NYIT.
Good old
Ultimately-
Inyit.
Yeah, it's a weird abbreviation, but it
Yeah.
is NIT.
Yeah, it is. It is. Now, it was a very difficult process. The team said, this doesn't work. We are in a garage. They've created some softwares that I'll talk about in a little bit here, but ultimately they said they needed a real film studio and they needed the resources that a real film studio ended up having. So Smith, Alvy Ray Smith, one of the team members there, he ended up meeting with a director named Francis Ford Coppola. Coppola was the director of that Godfather film I mentioned
Ooh, I've
earlier,
heard
a
of
little
him.
film you may have heard of. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
good
He would
meat.
also end up making Apocalypse Now.
Was the meat
One of-
named after him?
Coppola?
Capicola.
Never mind.
He does have his own wine brand, though. Highly recommend.
Really?
Yeah. So, Smith goes to Coppola's house for like a long weekend. He meets with Coppola, and he meets with another guy that you may have heard of. He's named George Lucas.
Oh, did he do a
Oh
movie?
my gosh, the MCU guy.
Star Wars, of course.
Yes.
These are just two of the many famous names you're going to be hearing during tonight's history. So, after talking, George Lucas decides to offer the group jobs at Lucasfilm, and he ends up initially getting 6 employees from the CGL, which had recently started to expand. However, the folks at the CGL, they didn't want to leave all at once because they didn't want to make the guy in charge, Alexander Schur, suspicious. So they start resigning slowly, one by one, until nobody is left at the CGL at NYIT.
Imagine the
You think
the
he was like,
last
"Where's
guy.
everybody? Kill
Yeah.
me."
Imagine the last guy.
Just him in there alone. I didn't realize everybody left.
Bro, where'd everyone go? Jeez.
Crazy, kind of crazy. So they end up creating
real quick. You think the guy that came up with the idea is like, "Hey guys, we should all just slowly start design. I'll go first. I'll go first. You
Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah, let's just all
I'm gonna leave at
slowly
8. You leave at 10.
resign."
It's like a sting operation. Kind of like Wally B, Sting,
Oh,
Sting, B.
Sting, The Police, Sting, The Sting, 1973 Best Picture winning film, The Sting. It's all connected. The
The
police
wrestler.
created the police created Paul Newman and Robert Redford in The Sting, and they ended up starring as Andre and Wally B in the live action version that we're getting next year.
There's a live action of
There should be a live action Andre and Wally B.
you want to recreate it?
They
I'll be
did
the
that.
bee.
It's called the B movie.
Dude, let's do it. Let's do
I'll be
it.
the bee. Bzzz. Watch out! I'm coming. Bzzz. I'm gonna get you.
Where'd he go? He
Ah!
left. That was the end of that short.
Why is
That's basically all it was.
Why is your head made of a rock? What was it? Why
Oh.
I don't understand
Honeydew?
how his how did the bee get his stinger all crumpled? Didn't really understand that.
Hmm.
The stinger
Guy's
should have.
he's really buff.
Hey,
Stinger should have.
if you want to know about the continuity, I know a great show you can check out. Cases of Continuity.
Yeah. Never had that.
It's dead. So they created the graphics group, which ended up being part of Lucasfilm's computer division. And Smith, the guy who had originally met with Coppola and Lucas, ended up becoming the director. They decided to use some techniques they had pioneered at NYIT, such as the Alpha Channel and Reyes, or renders everything you ever saw.
Oh, I thought it was Ray and the Last Dragon. That's
The-
Raya.
Right? That's a great movie, though.
Raya? Very underrated
It's a
movie.
lot-
Great movie.
A lot better than Elemental.
They
That's just a lie.
what
It's
was
a
this?
bold-faced lie.
What was his Alpha Channel? What was it?
Yeah, the Alpha Channel.
Yeah, what was it? What was that?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I figured you wouldn't know since you're part of the Beta Channel.
Oh.
Channel. Beta, you should say Beta Channel. Anyway, carry on.
Isn't Steve Jobs like bankrolling this whole thing as it's going on too?
Why are you spoiling the history?
Oh my
man?
I'm just saying you didn't bring it
God.
in. He's been
This
bankrolling
guy.
it for before they started.
he's
They
this
late.
God, no.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He invested when they were at NIT. He invested
Dude.
$50,000.
Dude, Channel wouldn't leave that out. This guy.
It shows up later.
You say so.
They continued to develop technology, and they ended up with a computer called the Picture Maker. They didn't like that name. They thought it was too long, so they
Oh.
abbreviated it to Pixar.
Oh.
Oh.
was their-
How does that abbreviate the Pixar?
Yeah, let's
by the
abbreviate to
way?
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
what is
that's
that?
Mm.
They just
This
need
ended
the,
up being their new
Pixar?
digital compositing computer.
Hmm.
In 1982, they did some special effects work on Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and Young Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, the
Young
first two
Sheldon?
cases. No.
Talk about continuity,
Oh.
huh?
Don't freaking call me that, okay? I'm not young Sheldon. I don't play that way.
But yes, Wrath of
Now
Khan was the first CGI in TV, was it not? Or first instant of
that wasn't.
CGI in a movie. In a movie, rather.
Yeah, that was in a movie. That wasn't TV.
Yeah. And then you had
Uh,
the terrible young Sherlock Holmes movie.
I've never seen that. Is it any good?
It's terrible. But that one seems pretty cool, dude.
I've never seen the terrible young Sherlock Holmes movie. How was it?
How
I
was
mean, I
it?
don't know. Ryan doesn't have great taste in film.
That is
so I need to
true.
double check.
That is
But
not true.
If Ryan says it's
he
bad,
thinks
it's
the Elemental
probably
is a masterpiece.
Yeah, if
I mean,
Ryan,
imagine
yeah,
how
it's
bad
probably-
it is if I
It's
say
probably a
it's bad.
masterpiece.
if Ryan says
No.
it's bad, it's probably like unwatchable.
Pretty
Probably like-
much.
I'm
The
gonna say
Room.
if Ryan thinks it's bad, it's probably a god tier movie. Honestly, it's probably S tier. So they had about 40 people in the group now. They were really starting to expand. And they ended up hiring a guy on named John Lasseter for 1 week.
I know
he
him.
he was the only professional animator that they had at the time. In 1983, they hire him on. His new role is called interface designer. So he starts to animate a short film. And that short film ends up being called The Adventures of Andre and Wally B. It would end up becoming considered to be Pixar's greatest film of all time and is still considered that even today.
What? It was considered their best. It was their first film, so it's probably considered their best then.
Well, I mean, me. I didn't say who it was considered by. Considered by me to be potentially
okay,
the best
okay,
Pixar film ever.
Wasn't John?
All right,
I believe
Chris.
John Lasseter was fired because he pitched the idea of the brave little brave little toaster. He was fired over that and went on to make the movie, which Disney distributed, and then he made Toy Story, which is basically the same thing.
I mean, we haven't gotten to that point yet, but
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, this
No,
guy.
I don't think we're going to talk about that.
Not anymore.
Well, the film The Adventures of Andre and Wally B would be released in 1984 at SIGGRAPH in Minneapolis. SIGGRAPH is the special interest group on computer graphics and interactive techniques.
Yes.
Yeah, I do that.
Chris, could you talk a little bit about the plot of this film, since I know you are its #1 fan?
Yeah, so a guy is getting chased by a bee. That's basically it, right? I mean,
Pretty much how it goes.
it's a bad watch. It
I don't
is.
think it's as bad as some of the others.
It's
more
Not as bad as
watchable
you
than some
are
of the
saying
others.
it is.
Okay, I think two things can be the same. I think that this could be bad, and I think the others could be bad too. Like, I think they can all just not be good. I think that back then people looked at it as something revolutionary. I think it's hard to look at it in that scope in 2025. We're looking at something that's a minute long that looks like it was made by a high school graphic designer on a old 1990s computer, right?
It would have been 1980s computer, but yeah.
But yeah, like it's not
See,
good.
Yeah.
But
It was
okay,
mostly just rendered at night, actually, in Minnesota, because the computers they were using were only available at night.
That's crazy.
And fun fact, Andre is actually supposed to be a robot because they were unhappy with how difficult it was to make him show emotion.
That does make sense that the
So he's like
bee
you.
stinger
I was gonna say, yeah.
that the bee stinger gets crumpled then because it's a robot.
yes,
Okay.
yes. I will say
Oh,
the
yeah.
flute playing in that, it sounds like it was recorded on a Nokia cell phone. It was
Sorry, did
absolutely
you just-
terrible.
Did you say flute playing?
Yeah, yeah.
You summon an
I think it's your
incursion.
guy. It might have been your guy.
Oh God, Flute Players Anonymous is back.
Actually, I think your flute player is better than that one that was in that movie.
Yeah, it's just not good. Like it's just not good.
Mhm.
It's cool historically, and it's cool like that was the first, but it's not good. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. Like that's how you can tell if it's good or like a
I
movie's
would.
good or not. I would not recommend. I'd recommend it to like my worst enemy maybe. Like, oh, I have this really good short for you to watch, and then they watch it and they
Who's your
just-
worst enemy?
Me.
I'd probably I'd probably say like Osama bin Laden.
Well, we got him.
It's a really good answer, actually. That's a great
Do
answer.
do you think that they should start playing Andre and Wally B in Guantanamo Bay?
I think that would be worse than water torture. Stick him in a room, and every 60 seconds it's on loop of the flute playing.
So Lucasfilm is starting to lose money. And as such,
What?
they decide that it's time for Pixar to become an independent company so that they can avoid losing employees and eventually achieve that original goal of making the first ever feature-length computer animated film. So, as they're going through all of this, they're realizing that the proper computing power for the first ever feature-length computer animated film is still years away. And so they end up becoming a hardware company. So they become company that's only really selling computers. They're doing some animation, but they're mostly just trying to create and develop and sell computers, specifically that Pixar imaging computer, which they're selling to governments, science purposes, medical purposes, things of that nature. And as all of this is going on, there's continuing developments in the field of computer generated animation, including the Chuck E. Cheese Christmas special. Now,
Ooh.
now that they're independent, George Lucas starts to search for investors. They initially got an offer from a guy named Steve Jobs, who had just been edged out of Apple in 1985, and now was the CEO and founder of the company Next. Steve Jobs didn't offer as much money as Lucas was hoping for, so he starts trying to find other folks. 35 different investors decline, and just days before a deal with GM was supposed to go through, that ended up falling through as well. And so finally, because Steve Jobs was the only one willing to invest in Pixar, they ended up taking his $5 million.
Yeah, they weren't happy
So-
with that deal.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have a choice.
Jobs, he ended up paying $5 million to Lucas for the tech rights and gave the company $5 million as capital and became the chairman of the board of directors for Pixar.
I think he got a good deal out of that.
Yeah, I'd say it's a pretty good
That's
deal.
not a crazy
Well,
amount of
yeah.
money for what he got.
Oh,
In
yeah.
retrospect,
What would
for
you?
sure.
Yeah. What would you pay $5 million for, Ryan?
It's a good question. Just about anything. Yeah, I'd like a house. So a $5 million house would be great. Or a $5 million vacation. Ooh.
But you could book it for free.
I could book it for free, and I will.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I'd spend all my money while I was there,
Where would you want to go on vacation?
where I always go. Disney World. No, I'd probably go to Tokyo. I'd go to Tokyo.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So I think one of my dream vacations, I was talking to some friends about this earlier today. So you'll land in Kinshasa, the capital of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and then you do a road trip up to Cairo, like through Africa. I think that
This
would
is
be
a
really cool.
vacation you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's
a
really,
great-
Not
really
like
awesome.
something you have to do to like save somebody got kidnapped or whatever.
Yeah, no,
What?
it's
I think
Okay.
it'd be fun.
it's a great time to travel there. There's no like geopolitical
Yeah, there ain't
conflicts
nothing
there,
going on,
no.
right?
Mm.
So if you want to travel to the Democratic Republic of the Congo and you want to book your trip and you don't want to have to pay a travel agent, Ashley will do it for free.
If you do that, please let me know because I'm interested in how all of that's working out for you.
I looked it up. It's only a 110-hour drive from Kinshasa to Cairo. So
110 hours? That's a lot.
So, yeah. Chris, where would you want to spend $5 million on?
Probably like a machine that prints money.
To print 5 million more.
A mint?
Yeah, I mean
That's called
a
counterfeit.
pretty good answer. And then I have a really good lawyer.
Wait. Is your lawyer, is he Saul Goodman?
Chuck Entertainment Cheese is my lawyer.
I would pay
Anyway.
$5 million to watch the Chuck E. Cheese Christmas special.
Anyway, $5 million. I wouldn't. I don't know. That's a good question. Let me think about it.
Mm.
Okay.
Or-
Well,
oh,
Hold on, I'm gonna have to-
you, Chris.
Gonna have to give me a couple minutes here.
Would you rather have $5 million or get to spend $5 million at Halloween Horror Nights?
Probably have
Would
to
you
go with
rather
Horror
have
Nights.
$5 million or be over 6 feet tall?
Oh, no, I love being short, dude. I fit in everything.
You fit. That's true.
Whoa.
You can't shrink. but-
You'll live longer than me. I guarantee it.
Yeah, dude. And then listen, when you're little, like you don't have to. People are like, "Oh man, I'm too tall for this car." Not me. Just pull it forward.
Yeah, but you can't ride anything at Disney.
That is the one downfall. I do need a chaperone.
So Pixar ends up making a deal with Shogakukan to make a film called Monkey.
Is it Shaka Khan? What would you say?
What'd you say?
Shogakukan.
I think we gotta bleep that, dude. I don't think you can say that anymore.
Was that on your trip? Your $5 million
Shogakukan. It was a
trip?
company.
He just Kazoom tight.
Thank you. Yeah, Shogakukan.
Kazoom tight.
Okay, yeah.
So they're supposed to make a film for them called Monkey, but it was deemed impossible because technology for a full-length animated film still didn't exist using
Yeah.
computers.
Pixar was they were literally setting they'd work on these computers so hard, put so much work through them that they would set on fire. They've burned down computers working them so hard.
I'd love to see what a computer looked like back then too.
I could tell you.
Well, look it up by joining our free Discord where Chris is about to post a photo.
What year was this?
83.
Yeah, I think it's like the size of a room still back then.
No,
right?
they aren't that big then. That's like the 60s. If you'd ride Spaceship Earth, you'd know that.
Oh, these are How'd they make a movie on this thing?
They're literally like they have a green,
What
like
the
black
heck?
with green letters, like green. Yeah,
This is like
the
portable.
screens
one.
would just the screens
So
are like
here-
green.
Here's a good looking one. This is a IBM 5160.
Oh, I think I had one of those. I think I still. That's what I'm recording on right now.
So I'm posting it in our
That's what Max runs his mic through.
chat now. So this is what
Oh, yeah, that's cute.
Raya and the Last Dragon was rendered on. That's crazy.
Whoa, what is Shannon saying in the chat?
Oh no, what's she doing?
So a little company you may have heard of called Disney reached out to Pixar.
Oh, I've heard of them.
In 1986, excuse me.
Oh,
All right.
give yourself a minute.
In 1986, they created a contract, and Disney ended up buying the Pixar image computer and software. They ended up with the computer animation production systems, which would later be used as a part of Rescuers Down Under in 1990. Rescuers Down Under is considered to be the second film in the Disney Renaissance of the very late 80s and all throughout the 1990s.
That's an adult
It's a film
movie,
that
actually,
features-
isn't it?
No, it's a film that features two mice returning from the original Rescuers film. Now, those two mice are named Bianca and Bernard. Bernard is actually voiced by the late Bob Newhart. In the
Oh,
film,
man, I
they
love
end up
Bob
traveling
Newhart.
to Australia to go help a young child named Cody who has been kidnapped by a poacher. The poacher's name is McLean, and McLean has a sidekick who's a villain named Joanna.
It's a lizard.
The film is the only film in the Disney Renaissance that doesn't actually have any songs that are sung. But all in all, it's a very entertaining film, and I personally would probably give it. I would probably go 8.5 out of
I would
10
agree with
stars.
that. It was actually better than the original film.
Now, what would you give the original film, Ryan?
7.5. I enjoyed it.
It's not
But-
bad. I would also probably give it a 7.5.
It had
It's
John
one of the
Candy
better
in
films
it,
from
didn't
that era.
it? Had John Candy in it.
So I did ask if it was an adult film. The original one had the adult.
Oh yes.
Yes, I thought it was. I thought it was Down Under. It was 1977. A brief image of a topless
Yeah,
woman
yeah,
was
yeah.
accidentally included in the background.
How do you
accidentally? Come on.
accidentally drew this lady naked on here?
Disney confirmed the image was
Forgot her
present
clothes.
in the home video release, not in the theatrical version, which makes it even worse. And in 1999, they issued a recall of about 3.4 million VHS tapes.
Because that's right, Ryan. We're not actually doing the history of the beginning of Pixar today. This is an episode on the history of the Rescuers.
Oh, I'm fine with that, actually.
We should do a full episode on the Rescuers.
Oh, absolutely, both of them. We could do both.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. I'd love to do like an episode series where we go through each of the films in the Renaissance one by one.
That's a good idea.
Thank you. I try. That's it for the history.
Oh, really?
No, no, of course not. Of
I was
course
gonna
not.
say,
We're only
It's
in
like kind of the
1986.
beginning
kind
of
of a
it.
cliffhanger.
So Steve Jobs wanted the product that they were selling to become more mainstream. And through that, he was hoping that they could get more money into the company because there were a lot of money issues that they were having. So they start trying to sell the Pixar computer system to regular consumers. And to show all of the abilities, they start to create four more we talked about earlier. In 1986, Luxo Jr. Luxo Jr. ended up being released also at the SIGGRAPH in 1986. And before the film had even finished playing, the audience rose up in applause. It's considered this huge breakthrough in computer animation. John Lasseter worked on that one as well. Really focused on the storytelling from Disney's Nine Old Men way back when, focusing on a character development and character study, but with a story to it as well. A deep, beautiful, emotional story. And on the technical level, they were really focusing on CGI shadows, using shadow maps and surface shaders, things of that nature. I think it's a really cool film. It has the two lamps, the big lamp and the little lamp. They're playing with the ball, kind of that classic Pixar ball.
Yeah.
It's a cute film. It's one that I saw a lot growing up.
Yeah, me too.
You guys enjoy Luxo Jr.?
Oh yeah.
No. Just boring.
Well, it was
dude.
actually the first CGI animated short film to be nominated for an Academy Award.
There's no
What do you
plot.
think about that?
There's no plot. There's just two lambs
do you mean
bouncing
there's no
around a
plot?
ball. Where's the character arc? Where's the betrayal? Where's the redemption?
Well, the character arc, first you see the big lamp and it's just, kicking the ball and the ball comes back and you're like, how's it coming back? Then you see the little lamp show up and you're like, oh. And then trying to figure out how the lamps are related.
Who?
Lasseter would later say that the big lamp was the father of the little lamp. And then sadness. The small ball gets deflated. And then finally, the final joy with the beach ball's arrival.
Yeah, well, it's nepotism at its very finest. The only reason the small lamp was in the spotlight because it was the son of the big lamp.
Hmm.
Do you know what show the first, well, I guess it would be first computer, but I guess first Pixar short aired on? It was on a TV show.
Are you serious? No, I didn't know that. I'm gonna guess
Sesame Street,
the Flintstones.
Max is right, Sesame Street.
because that's later in the history.
Okay, so I nailed it.
Sure.
See?
It would Luxo Jr. would have eventually be released in front of Toy Story 2. Andre and Wally B would be released in theaters before Red's Dream in 1987, another one of those films that they're releasing abilities of the computer. That would be released before everybody's favorite movie, Home on the Range, not even a Pixar film.
I love Home on the Range.
That is interesting.
At this point, Lasseter's no longer associated with the company. He had directed this film, but by the time it released, he was no longer a part of Pixar, as Ryan talked about earlier.
Did I?
This one was also released at SIGGRAPH 1987. And the ideas behind it was they wanted to show the abilities of the computer system with two main factors. First, the ability with all the different colors and textures with the bike shop at the beginning and the end. And secondly, with the other abilities with the dream sequence that they had. It ended up being created using PIC. So they used a whole bunch of different polygons, these geometric primitives. And as you go out, they look like actual shapes that we're used to instead of just these really small shapes. Kind of cool.
I have a question about this one though. In the very
Yeah.
beginning, when you see the rain in the puddles, that's 2D animation, right?
That I don't know.
And when I was watching it, it looked like it was 2D animation, and then it switched to 3D animation. It was really, really well done. That's why I was like, this can't be. Because then when the 3D animation came into it, I was like, this looks a lot different. Let me look it up.
Yeah, you're welcome to. You're welcome to.
Oh.
I will say, the original idea behind Red's Dream was that it was supposed to be a circus clown that was getting upstaged by its unicycle. A lot sadder, the final version of it.
I didn't like any version of it.
Fair.
Not a big clown guy, and that one was extra scary.
You want to talk about creepy? Let's talk about the 1988 short that they made, Tin Toy.
I like Tin Toy,
Also had been
but
directed by John Lasseter. Also ended up premiering at SIGGRAPH 1988. Also got a standing ovation from scientists and engineers. You can see this is very much a scientific field right now. It's even though Lasseter was trying to inject some storytelling into it, was more focused on science. Took $300,000 to make Tin Toy.
That's pretty crazy.
Whoa.
But I guess at the time it was revolutionary. So that was a couple notes about this. First of all, it mimicked 2D animation. I looked it up. So ChatGPT did tell me that I had a great eye. It started off by saying great eye. The beginning.
I like that your chat GPT compliments you.
The beginning of it says the beginning of Red's dream features 2D animation style, but it mimics 2D animation style. It was still done on a computer, which is pretty interesting. Tin Toy is I love Tin Toy because I don't, if you guys follow me on TikTok, you would have seen the video of me giving my daughter a baby doll for her first birthday, and she puts down the baby doll and goes right for the cardboard box, and that's kind of what all that Tin Toy is all about, is like the baby from a nightmare goes right for the box, which is pretty comical, but laughable when the baby comes on the screen.
Yeah, how much of that
out loud.
300,000 was spent making a baby that looks just like Chris Young? Because God Almighty, that's a scary looking baby.
See, this was a really bad time for Pixar too.
It's a bad time
They're
for that
really
baby.
running. They're really
Could've
running
dropped him
short
off
on
at the fire
cash.
station.
They're running short on cash at this point. Lasseter is starting to become more involved with the company again, and Steve Jobs shows up, and they go up to Jobs and they're like, "Hey, we need $300,000 more dollars." And Jobs just sits there silently and finally asks, "Do you even have a storyboard?" And so they go and show him the storyboards for Tin Toys. It's wild. And so Lasseter starts to do the voices and act out the shots, kind of like they did over in the Disney lot. Craziness. Absolute insanity. I mean, the engineers were pretty upset with the animation folks at this point because the engineers were the ones making the money. And then the story team was so focused on trying to make these films that they just went and spent it all. Folks like Catmull Smith would just spend all of the money and more that the engineering team ended up making. Scary stuff.
That's scary. They're trying to make money.
Now, the idea, the name of it especially, was based on the Tin Toy Museum in Yokohama, Japan.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
The most significant thing about this film is that it was the first time that the photorealistic RenderMan software was used. Interestingly, RenderMan is what a bunch of kids said Ryan looked like when he was walking around yesterday.
Render Man sounds like a superhero.
Sorry, I think they were calling you Slenderman. Sorry.
I wish I was
yeah, I am
called
very,
Slender Man.
I'm very tall and skinny.
Did you know that the picture on the table in Tin Toy was actually a photograph of John Lasseter?
I did see that, and I pointed that out to my wife. I was like, there's a little kid in the background there.
I didn't notice that. Why would you put a picture of yourself in it?
That is kind of weird. I figured it was.
Egotistical, isn't it?
I figured it was one of the people's sons, not
That's
John
what
Lasseter.
yeah, I would put my kid or something in it, not myself.
That's a little strange. And it was a kid. It was a child's picture.
It's weird.
Yeah.
The baby in Tin Toy was actually called Billy, and it was such a pain to animate that when the team was making their next film over in 1989, they decided no humans, just toys. It's Knick Knack, the one that we all said was the
That's
best.
the right choice.
It would eventually be released before Finding Nemo in theaters. It was originally released at SIGGRAPH in 1989 in Boston. I mean, this is a classic.
I will say, I think Toy Story would have been even better if they didn't show anybody's face.
I see. I don't catch that when I'm watching the movie, but
until you're watching it, that and dogs. Don't include dogs because they don't look good either. Just people's legs is all we need. Yeah, like his mom. We never see her face. Well, not until like third or fourth movie.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit actually ended up inspiring Knick Knack.
Who's Framed Roger Rabbit inspired Knick Knack?
Episode 29.
Really?
And the skeleton on the shelf in Knick Knack, it was actually a 3D model of a skeleton data set called George located at one of the greatest schools of all time, The Ohio State University.
Huh. I heard that school's okay.
Bobby McFerrin created the musical soundtrack for Knick Knack, and the music's great. It really is.
Yeah. Oh, the music is so good.
Yeah. Better than that
As the
flute.
rough, well, the placeholder credits as he was watching the film and creating the music, the credits that were there, they weren't the actual credits yet. They just said blah 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 blah, and so he started singing those words, and that ended up becoming part of the song.
Seems kind of lazy. Okay.
But after 1989, the company was in. After 1989, the company was in really bad financial shape. So things were looking bad. 1990 rolls around, and Pixar starts selling off their hardware division to Viacom. Lasseter's full-time at this point, and the animation division continues to expand as they're creating computer-animated commercials in an attempt to stay afloat. But no one was buying the computers that they had tried to sell. Losses were through the roof. Steve Jobs took over the entire company for $50 million, and the company was barely staying afloat. So they were no longer selling computers at this point in 1990. They moved to Richmond, California, and they start to make some software for Windows and Macintosh computers. But unfortunately, there were major layoffs in the company as well. 1991, Steve Jobs does not want to own Pixar anymore. He tries to fold it into his company Next, and the board of directors for Next says, no way. This company's going to bring us down. Pixar is still so unsure what they're going to do. They end up making a $26 million deal with Disney to produce 3 feature-length computer animated films. Around this time, they were working on their Iceman and Renderman softwares, and they created 4 Luxo Junior shorts for Sesame Street. But money's still going down the drain. Steve Jobs is finally like, I can't do this anymore. If I can't find a way to get this company into the Next, I'm done with it. So he starts shopping around for sellers or for buyers. He looks into different companies such as Hallmark and Microsoft for a seller. And as all this is going on and he's having all these meetings, Software and Hardware finally gets ready for a feature-length film. And Steve Jobs starts to hear that some critics are liking what Pixar has in the works. And so finally, he decides to give Pixar one last chance as they release a film called Toy Story. And that is where our history is going to end today.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
I wonder how that
Hanging from a
panned out.
cliff. That's why they call him Cliffhanger.
Wonder how they did with that.
It
I
did
don't know.
okay.
What
I
was it
think.
called?
Pixar?
The movie.
I think it's Toy Story. It had a lot of basis in the Knick Knack and Tin Toy cartoons that they had made.
Well, I love hearing the foundations, not the foundations, the inceptions. Of all
Foundation.
these- I guess the foundation.
Inception.
The inceptions of all these things that we know and love today. Like Pixar is the company in these types of movies. Like you see DreamWorks, you see Touchdown, DreamWorks, and
Fox.
Pixar is like the.
You can't say that, Ryan.
I can't say Fox Animation. Disney owns it.
That's an inappropriate word for a live
No,
stream.
Disney
Yeah.
owns it.
But Pixar is like the creme de la creme for these types of movies, and it's kind of crazy that we've went from the company really almost failing to it just breaking records in box offices now. Movie after movie after movie. It doesn't even matter what they put out anymore. People will go and see it in the masses, which is insane knowing what they went through.
In 1988, Tin Toy actually won the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film.
What was the competition
Fi-
like?
I can find out. What was this, 1988?
It was like other
Let's see.
nominations unavailable.
The Cat came back in Technological Threat.
So only
Ironic.
So
two
it
others.
basically ran unopposed. That's what you're saying.
The cat
I
came
mean,
back.
Luxo Jr. Yeah, the cat came back. Is it based on the song?
It must be.
What
How would it not be?
what year is
Yeah.
this? 1988, right?
1988, a long time ago
Oh
before
my
I was.
gosh. It's a Canadian
It looks-
short film. And like we said earlier, if you guys want to see a picture of this, well, you can Google it. But if you want to see it in live time,
Can we wait?
then,
Can we Photoshop onto the person's face like Chris, and then on the cat's face, Alex, for when Alex comes back next week?
I don't think his face is gonna fit on that cat, dude.
Yeah, you could find a way.
The cat came back, and the other one was
I don't know. The technological threat.
that just gave me a virus. Google
that just-
Also,
Yeah.
or it looks
That's
awful.
just Y2K before it happened.
Robots, dogs, and wolves. So bad.
The technological threat, 1988. Oh, this
Hey,
one
if you
actually
guys
looks pretty
think-
good.
If I were to give you guys Pixar short film, do you think you could tell me what film it played theatrically before?
No.
Nope. I'm terrible at that.
You can try. I would know a couple of them.
I wouldn't know any of them.
Okay, never mind. All right, unless you want to look it up, Ryan, and you quiz us.
I know you know all of them, and Chris doesn't.
Okay. Okay. Any final thoughts on what Pixar is?
I think the most mind blowing thing was how they got the name. That doesn't even make any sense.
That's a yeah. I learned that
Mhm.
yeah.
just now.
I never knew that, and it was such a weird way to get that name.
I think it's really cool that they made movies.
I
Yeah, me
wouldn't.
too.
I would encourage people if they have Disney Plus, which you should if you're a fan of Disney, right? I would encourage you to watch the films that we talked about because it is cool to see how far they've come. Even just from Wally B to Knick Knack. Like Knick Knack is not a badly animated film.
Neither is
No,
Wall-E
no.
B, for that matter.
Wally B is a horribly animated film.
All right, I
No,
want to see
I don't
you
think
do
so.
better than Wall-E B.
Give me like a week, and I probably could.
All right, bet. I want to show up to this show next week, and I want you to premiere your better
Wall-E C.
version of Wall-E B.
Wall-E
Wall-E C.
C.
Yeah, I want to see Wall-E C next week.
It's-
I'm not joking, Chris. You're trashing on this movie. I fully expect to show up next week and for you to have a better version based on how much you're talking down this film.
Calling it a movie is a stretch.
Calling us a podcast is a stretch, but we still do it.
Yeah, it's true. It's not.
Maybe we'll be Pixar one day.
No.
Well, we're already
Nope.
financially about where they were when they were first starting out
Anybody wants to invest $50 million?
at 5.
No, I'm going a little bit higher.
Oh, $5 or $2 if you want to join our Patreon.
For as low as $2 a month.
Well, yeah, you can watch his train wreck live.
Yeah, if you enjoyed watching this on YouTube, you can do this
I want to
every
say,
Wednesday.
speaking of live on
Thursday.
YouTube, we have 11 people watching right now.
Oh, we did it. Double digits.
Yeah.
I called it.
How many are you?
Just one.
Just one? So we have 10.
Singular sensation.
How many is 980199?
Is Trashin and Gavin, is Trashin your legal name?
Or
Yeah,
is
she
Gabby
grew
your
up in
legal name?
dumpsters, essentially.
He could be my neighbor.
Well, wouldn't that make her last name Gavin? So is
Right,
her
that's
middle
what I
name
was
and?
wondering. Yeah, I was wondering.
Wait. Ryan,
Hmm?
do you hear that?
What? No. Yes.
I think it's some static.
Oh.
I think it might be. Oh, God. I think it's the Garmins.
Oh, jeez.
Chris, we're going to be reading on the Luxo Ball portion of that page that I sent you.
Where'd
I
you
was looking
send
at it. I was
to
like,
me?
I don't know what you sent me. It's in the chat.
On Discord or
No, Zoom.
I don't have it.
Did I send it to Ryan?
Yeah. I guess you
Oh,
gotta do
well,
it.
I'll
Ryan.
read.
Yeah, I sent it to Ryan by
Yes, you gotta do
accident.
it, Ryan.
I was like, why am I reading this?
It's neighbor Bob.
No, neighbor Bob's dead. He was never alive.
Hey, found a spell to resurrect neighbor Bob.
All right, to Gerald. It's time for
Oh,
us
I
to
lost
bring him
everything.
back from the dead.
Let's not do that.
Somebody to
What are you guys doing?
All right,
gonna shaman
here's the-
ritual.
Here's the real one. Hello there, Giles Garman here. How are you doing, Ryan?
Oh, I'm good. How are you, Giles?
Oh, it's great to see you here. We found out that neighbor Bob actually is still with us, so we're very, very happy today.
I
And I'm,
think
of
it
course,
is.
joined by my brother Gerald.
Yeah, you look just like him.
It's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it? Now, Gerald, today they're talking about Pixar. We wanted to talk about some cameos of the Luxo Ball. Right?
Yeah, I've got one in my swimming pool.
Well,
Swimming pools?
It's a pond.
the star pattern from the ball appears on the floor of the circus ring in Red's dream.
The ball's design appeared on the floor. Wait, oh gosh, I didn't even, how do I read the same exact one? I just
The exact same line he just said.
Gerald, are you there?
In turning red, my all-time favorite movie, the ball is seen in a swimming pool. How did I pick that one this time?
Well, we know you have horrible movie taste there, Gerald, so I'm not surprised.
That's where I got inspiration for my Luxo ball.
The ball is seen with a Boo in Monsters, Inc. Boo gives it to Sully, while the toy itself is given to Jack Jack in the incredible short film Jack Jack Attacks.
In Win or Lose, in Pickle, a miniature version of the ball is seen at a daycare when Vanessa used to prevent Zane from biting. The ball is also seen in a party.
As I recall, we had to prevent you from biting last week. We didn't want you to give Gerard rabies.
This is true, but I'm vaccinated.
Also, in Inside Out, the ball can be seen during a flashback when Riley plays with Bing Bong.
When Buzz Lightyear demonstrates how he flies in Toy Story, he bounces off a Luxo ball.
And in Toy Story 2, one Luxo ball is in the commercial for Al's Toy Barn. I think it's time to get you back to the barn, Gerald.
Can I get top bunk tonight?
And that's all from me, Giles Garman.
Yeah!
Oh, that was great. That was great.
I
Yeah,
cannot
so-
believe that I reread yours and then I read something about a ball being in a swimming pool
swimming pool.
after.
Oh, boy.
I did not
Well-
realize that Buzz Lightyear jumped off the Pixar ball.
You know that?
No,
Oh, it's very obvious.
I guess I'm just an idiot.
I guess so. I wasn't going to say it.
Well, that's all that we've got this week, but I'm excited for next week's episode. We're bringing back the Epcot game next week.
Oh, what village do I get to take over now?
Village?
Even Pavilion?
Yeah, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
whatever. I think of it as
think
like
you just
kinda
lost a
I think
village
of
for
it as
that.
like a game of Risk, and I'm winning every place.
It's countries. It's not even village. Where are you getting villages from?
Well,
What do you do in your spare time?
I can't talk about it.
Oh, my. But you'll have to wait until that episode. As far as this episode goes, though, we appreciate all of you tuning in. It's really fun to deep dive into an older history. If you liked this, go ahead and let us know down in the comments. And please, give us a 5-star review on Apple, on Spotify. We would genuinely appreciate it. It legitimately helps us out as a show and helps us to get new fans. And if you have a topic that you'd love to see, join our free Discord. Suggest it. Maybe we'll do an episode on that topic. We'd love to hear what you think. Now, this episode's over. Why are you still here? What are you doing? Go away. Bye, son.
I would say get a life, but I didn't want to be me. Get a life.
Recording stopped.
We should do. You ever watch?
Nope.
Yeah, you have. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
It's a great
Actually, I
movie.
have not seen it.
Really? You know, so Mags, you know how the at the end of the movie, it's just like it just like goes on for like 12 minutes.
Yeah, it's
We
awesome.
should, we should do
Fantastic.
that. We should do that at the end of every episode.
It's so funny. I think that'd be a great way for us to lose followers. I have all these random backgrounds. I've got Christmas background.
There's so many that I can't use.
And also many I can't use. Orson Welles. I haven't used Orson Welles' background in a while.
Bubba Job.
Oh my.
This guy for people in
you
the
remember
chat-
Yeah, you
this
should
one,
probably
Chris?
explain
Yes.
who that is.
Yeah, so the guy, the people watching at home, this guy on the left, He tried to scam me. He calls me
Yeah.
sometimes.
Chris figured it out right after he sent him $5,000.
Yeah, I think he got banned off of Instagram. So
What
anyway,
band is he part of?
he's our mascot now.
Oh, that's fun. Oh my.
Well, that actually worked out well. Your head was right in the middle of it.
Yeah, he's great. We use him as our mascot.
All right, I want to know in the chat.
We want to monetize off of him.
I want to know in the chat right now.
This is the field.
Since we're live on YouTube, I want to know. I want you to rank the Disneyverse hosts.
Oh,
1
stop.
to 4. 1 being the best, 4 being the worst.
We're not. Doing
Oh. Well, Alex isn't here, so automatic 4.
that. No, that's not a thing. He did the elf for lap. Well, it's like different on the camera. It's different on the
Yeah, it
camera.
is.
So that's why
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second.
He can't even I'm dyslexic. I can at least claim that. But
Yeah, because like the P is normal on your screens, but this is my right
Still.
hand, but it's on the left on your screen. I don't know. I'm confused.
oh, thank you, Trent.
Fair.
How much do you pay
Very
Trent?
fair.
I don't pay him anything. I used to have tattoos only on my right arm, so I remember which is my right arm.
Actually, I got suddenly busy. Trenton not saying which one though.
Oh, that's sneaky.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
But it still puts you at 3 or lower, Chris, by the way.
I'd put Joe number 1 for
Oh,
for
man.
legacy host.
I'd put Adam 1.
Adam one.
And
Who?
your express Adam. Post episode 1. Plus,
Oh, man,
Brace.
your mic is on. I put your
Caribbean.
mic at number 1.
Yeah.
no, I was just stammering, I think.
Oh.
Sorry. I have a stammer.
Like Joe
I'm
Biden.
sorry. I don't have cancer.
Oh, my God. guys.
What?
Oh, my God. Oh, man. You complain about me making jokes.
It's different.
Well,
it's different.
Happy belated birthday to your belated grandfather.
Hey, thank you to everyone who was here tonight live. We genuinely appreciate it. It really
Thank
helps
you
us
so
to
much. I'm glad
support the
this
show.
will live on,
Helps to keep us going.
I'm glad this will live on forever on YouTube. Love you guys. Good night. Sleep tight. Drop your phone number in the chat so I can call each and every one of you to wish to say good night to you guys.
Don't do that, please.
And if you give us your social security number, then we'll send you $20 with Ryan's face on it.
Just
Is that the
worthless.
channel behind you?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's the tunnel for the channel. You're gonna notice the tunnel's not in it because I'm the channel.
Are you the tunnel?
I'm the channel.
Later, guys. Shannon 501. All right, thank you guys. I will. I'll